Habitat had the privilege to organize the first pilot training for trainers in basketball coaching and refereeing here in Hargeisa in Somaliland between the 29th of April and 10th May 2018. We organized this training under the Youth Employment Program, which is a joint initiative between the UN agencies and the Somaliland government to train young people more opportunities to gain different skills, diversify their skill sets and wider opportunities for employment in the future. We decided to organize sports training to look into the sports industry as an economic sector that has a lot of potential here in Somaliland, because young people are really interested in sports, playing sports, but they might not necessarily even be aware that there are more career options in the industry than just become a professional football player or basketball player. We wanted to open up their eyes, their horizons through different interactive methods, introduce the other opportunities that they may have in the sector to become a coach, to become a physiotherapist, events management, media. The way we did it, we split the training, which has been quite intense, 12 days. We split it into two parts. The first part, looking in conflict management and conflict prevention through sport, using sport analogy to explain and break down the complexities of conflict on a personal, group and national level. Through the conflict training, we've been touching a lot on different sports and using the sports analogies to bring the skill sets, the communication, networking, decision making, problem solving. We've been using a lot of interactive games and simulations for them to actually use those skills. The second week was more focused on the coaching and refereeing basketball itself. We split the groups into two. The girls had their coaching separately from the boys. The classroom training in terms of the coaching and refereeing, the players' behavior and responsibilities, that has all been done together in the classroom, and again through a lot of games and interactive methods, not only in terms of basketball rules, also in gain new skills.
Good afternoon, my name is Hussein Hassan, this is my colleague Ahmed Ali. We're the founders of All Star Sports Academy at Mansour Hotel. It was a great experience, not only for us but for the participants. We started off doing coaching consisted of 5 days. First day was coaching, second day was qualities of a good coach and bad coach, third day refereeing, fourth day first aid, and then fifth day was a recap and a little test where we would test their knowledge and see how far they've come. This was a brilliant opportunity provided by the UN Habitat. The youth of Somaliland, they don't really get the chance of progressing in sports, and you don't really see the development of sports moving forward. Having this opportunity to get girls and boys participate in a basketball course in Somaliland who will hopefully provide good stead in the future.
The course was split into theory and practical. We did practical in the morning, looking at the skills required for basketball. We also touched on what is coaching, what is referee, and we also looked at first aid and safeguarding, which is very important for aspiring coaches. It was great to work alongside the UN, combining the conflict resolution course they did. It went perfectly with the basketball course.
One thing that we would like to add is I've spoken to a few of the boys and girls and encouraged them to take on what they've learned, as this is a great opportunity for them. What is coaching, to applying it in their practical, so that in the future they'll be able to coach young kids, because it's not something that you don't see really every day, especially with the girls aspect of things. They don't have the chance to participate in sports, and there's even though there's already a negative connotation in sports in Somaliland, giving the girls the opportunity and a platform to go and coach other young girls and participate in sports from young age will hopefully encourage others to participate. That's what we try and aim to do. That's why I think this was a brilliant initiative from the UN Habitat. I can speak for both of us when I say it was a great and proud achievement to be involved and be not only a teacher but a participant and get to know these great individuals and hopefully see them moving forward with their careers.
And one of the things that we touched on during the course was sport doesn't just look at the physical side of things. It also has a lot of social gains, such as empowerment, integration, and the conflict resolution course they did. So you can use sport as a mean to deal with social means, which is not something that is being used in Somaliland, especially in our schools. You know, I think the biggest issue there is in Somaliland is the lack of grassroots teams, physical education classes. Most schools don't provide a physical education. As a wider objective, we All Stars Academy want to deal with that, want to input physical education in schools. But as my colleague Hussein said, that it was great to see the confidence at the end of the course in comparison to the beginning of the course. A lot of the participants were quite shy and sort of kept themselves to themselves. And towards the end of the course, everybody was mingling. It was, it was a really good thing to be part of. And we look forward to working with the UN Habitat in future projects all across Somaliland and Somalia.
I think it went really well. I'm absolutely, super happy about the results, how the group performed, how they grew from day one to the last day. Because we used the play-based, the very participatory approach to teaching and through non-formal education, they gain confidence very quickly. From day 2 onwards, where speaking out loud, very interactive. They were interacting with each other. They were really into the simulation in place. It was fantastic to watch the journey from the shy group of young people that we got at the beginning to very confident group of young people at the end. What makes me particularly happy, promise almost to take it forward. That's exactly why we organized the training, is that we want them to take it forward. Once this training finishes, this was only the first step. Now it's up to them to take it further, to take whatever they learned and pass it on. We will be here to support them. We will provide them with all the learning materials that we used throughout the training. Ultimately, it's their journey now. It's up to them to pass it to other young people that couldn't have been with us in the last 2 weeks because we had limited spaces, and bring it forward. And I really hope that that's what's coming next.